Okay, you got an ID on you? Okay, I need you to step out of the vehicle then.
I'm not going to get out. I'm not getting out of the car. I don't have to. Dude, I'm not getting out.
Okay, well, can y'all back up so I can get my gun off you?
Where's your gun at?
At this point, though.
Relax. We're not gonna fight with the gun in the boat.
No, that's what I'm telling you.
I know. Hey.
Come on.
No, I'm not.
You're gonna go to jail. I'm gonna taser you. I'm gonna taser you right here, right now.
Guess you wouldn't want to miss this opener. The body cam footage kicks off with the intense arrest following a public outcry over excessive use of force. This hullabaloo started when a local news outlet reported that the suspect, identified as Devin Whitmire, was pinned down by his neck during the arrest which occurred on May 13th.
Okay, well, can y'all back up so I can get my gun off you?
Where's your gun at?
Don't worry about it, but I'm saying
No.
if y'all
At this point, though.
Relax. We're not gonna fight with the gun in the boat.
No, that's what I'm telling you.
I know. Hey.
Police in North Carolina released uninterrupted body camera video of an intense arrest after public outcry for excessive use of force. This after a local news outlet reported the suspect was pinned down by his neck.
No.
Let's just roll him over.
While the arrest happened on May 13th,
Strap in, things are about to get bumpy. A 911 caller, who identifies herself as Devin Whitmire's mother and legal guardian, paints a picture of a troubling scenario involving her son. She talks about Devin's threats of violence and a botched involuntary commitment, IVC, shedding light on his mental health and potential danger to others.
a 911 call came in. The caller explains the suspect is her son, 27-year-old Devin Whitmire. She references an IVC, or an involuntary commitment. In the state of North Carolina, that means a person has shown signs or symptoms of psychiatric issues or substance use and could be a harm to themselves or others.
I'm his mother and legal guardian, and I did an IVC, but they never found him. And somebody called me this morning while I was at the hospital and said they called the police on him earlier on long shows. I don't know, but I wish somebody would please get this boy.
Here's where it gets tricky. During the standoff, Devin Whitmire is approached by police officers who confuse him with his twin brother, Tevin. Devin tries a switcheroo, pretending to be Tevin to dodge arrest, leading to a comedy of errors among the officers trying to pin down his true identity.
The officer asks Devin whether he remembers speaking with him a few days prior.
You spoke to me about a week ago. Do you remember this?
When you pulled me over,
I didn't even pull you over.
you didn't speak to me.
Okay. Well, that makes me feel like you're lying to me because I spoke to Kevin.
Okay.
Okay. You don't remember that?
When would you speak to my twin if you said I'm Tevin?
You're Tevin. So you.
I'm
okay.
Tevin. That's what I'm saying. Like what? Like
No. Where did did you just come today?
Yeah, I'm just walking from down there. That's what I'm saying. Like, what's going on?
Ready for the showdown? As tensions boil over, Devin, thinking fast, hints he might grab a gun, sending the officers into high alert. This sparks a wrestling match where he resists arrest and decides spitting is his best defense, ramping up the intensity of the confrontation.
That's when Devin says, quote, "Can y'all back up so I can get my gun off me?" Moments later, a struggle begins.
Okay, well, can y'all back up so I can get my gun off you?
Where's your gun at?
Don't worry about it, but I'm saying
No.
if y'all
At this point, though.
Relax. We're not gonna fight with the gun in the boat.
No, that's what I'm telling you.
I know. Hey.
Watch the crowd turn into amateur referees. As the arrest unfolds, onlookers are convinced Devin is being choked and can't breathe. The scene gets heated as a crowd gathers, shouting and protesting the police's tactics.
During this time, a small crowd forms. People watching the altercation yell out that Devin is being choked and cannot breathe.
We're not choking him. We're not choking him.
Devin, come on, buddy.
Time for the cops to spill the tea. After catching wind of the public's reaction to the arrest, the Asheville Police Department decides it's show and tell time. They release the body cam footage to counter the claims of misconduct, showing efforts to avoid putting pressure on Devin's neck.
Asheville police note the department petitioned a Superior Court judge to release the body camera footage on May 19th, and it was released on May 22nd. This request came after the Citizen-Times posted a picture of the arrest with the headline, quote, "White Asheville police officers pin black man by neck." In releasing the body camera footage, police synced officers' videos with the onlooker's cell phone video showing discrepancies with the reporting.
And here's the kicker. The saga wraps up with the aftermath of the arrest, where it turns out Devin was all bark and no bite, having no weapon on him. Facing a slew of charges, including assaulting a government official, the case concludes with police reviews and a DA's thumbs up on the use of force.
In the end, investigators determined Devin did not have a weapon, and it's still unclear why he said he did. He now faces multiple charges, including 2 counts of assault on a government official inflicting serious injury, 3 counts of assault on a government official, and 3 counts of malicious conduct. Upon review, the Asheville Police Department determined that officers acted reasonably in the situation. The County District Attorney's Office also determined there was no excessive use of force. Right now, Devin is being held on $85,000 bond.
Buckle up for this one. Retired firefighter Joseph Garces finds Samir Salgado, who has been shot, in a parking lot. Garces springs into action, disarms Salgado, removing a gun and a knife, and begins to administer CPR. Police and paramedics arrive, take over CPR, and start to question Garces' involvement.
On October 9, 2020, a retired firefighter, Joseph Garces, was driving his Jeep in Santa Paula, California, when he noticed a man named Samir Salgado lying in a parking lot covered in a liquid. Upon approaching Salgado, Garces realized that the liquid was blood and that the man had been shot in the face. The man was armed with both a gun and a knife tucked into his waist. Garces quickly seized the gun, unloaded it, and carefully placed it on the floorboard of his Jeep. Then he retrieved the knife, using it to carefully cut open the man's shirt before immediately starting to administer CPR. But little did Garces know that this act of kindness would cost him deep. Soon after he started administering CPR, several police officers and paramedics from the Santa Paula Police Department arrived on the scene and took charge of the CPR. Instead of appreciating Mr. Garces for trying to save a life, they made things worse for him.
You'll need to see this to believe it. Garces explains to the police that he was just passing by and stopped to help. He is interrogated as a potential suspect rather than a good Samaritan. The police's handling of the situation shows a lack of maturity and appreciation for Garces' efforts.
Garces told the officers that he was just passing by when he saw the victim and that he was only there to help. He also told the cops that Salgado wasn't breathing and that he didn't detect a pulse, so his training kicked in and he started performing CPR. But there wasn't much maturity in the police officers' way of handling the situation. They started investigating Garces like he was one of the shooters.
Okay.
Not a part of this.
We don't know anything about that. We see a gun in the car. You're not going there. Do you have your ID?
It's in the car.
What's your name?
Joe Garces.
Here's where it gets even spicier. Detective Rivera arrives and orders officers to remove Garces from the scene, disregarding his contributions. Despite Garces trying to explain his actions, Rivera escalates the situation. Garces is forcefully told to leave the crime scene as Rivera's frustration becomes apparent.
He's a witness.
What the?
Relax.
Huh?
I got a crime scene, sir. I'm a detective.
Yeah, and I'm here helping him, so step the off. Okay? If you're a good detective, you wouldn't be yelling at me right now. You'd be taking care of your job.
After getting a strong reply from Garces, it was clear that Detective Rivera's ego had been hurt. "Get out of my crime scene," he started yelling at Garces.
Rivera, get out of my crime scene. What are you going to do to me? Get out of my crime scene.
Knowing that Detective Rivera was looking for a reason to arrest him, Garces complied with his lawful but rude requirement and left the crime scene.
Things are about to get wild. Detective Rivera physically detains Garces without explaining that he is being arrested or detained, violating both the Fourth Amendment and police protocol. Garces is accused of no crime, yet Rivera uses unnecessary force by pinning him against a tree. This action breaches the Santa Paula Police Department's use of force policy.
I need you to back up. No,
I got him. Come here.
No, you need your hands off. Really, the pain compliance, that's what we need to do. I've been talking.
Upon approaching Garces, Detective Rivera forcibly put his hands on Garces' shoulders and C-clamped his forearm and elbow. Now, this was a totally bad move on the detective's part. In order for an officer's use of force against a citizen to be constitutional, it must be reasonable under the Fourth Amendment. You see, the Fourth Amendment gives citizens the right to be secure in their person against unreasonable seizures. Since there was no violence from Garces' side, Detective Rivera grabbing him in that manner was completely unreasonable. In addition to that, whenever detaining or arresting a citizen, police officers shall inform the citizen that he is being detained or arrested. As we can see, without giving a single warning to him, Detective Rivera violently grabbed Garces and forced him against a tree.
You won't believe what happens next. Garces is handcuffed and briefly detained before being released without charges. He expresses distress and physical discomfort from the altercation. Garces is taken to the hospital for injuries sustained during the incident.
He even left the crime scene on the demand of the officer, and his actions became reasonable when you consider Detective Rivera's attitude and actions, who was continuously criticizing Garces. Even according to the First Amendment, Garces' right to speech is protected, even even if it is intended to interfere with the performance of an officer's duty, which was clearly not the case, as Rivera had all the liberty to work on the case and not get involved in an argument with Garces. It seems that either Detective Rivera didn't know anything about Garces' rights, or if he did know, he didn't pay much respect to him and proceeded to violate. The officers held Garces in the back of a police car for 15 minutes.
Strap in for more legal drama. After recovering, Garces files a lawsuit against Detective Rivera and the city of Santa Paula for civil rights violations and excessive use of force. A federal judge later grants Rivera qualified immunity, meaning the lawsuit will not proceed against him.
After fully recovering from the injury, Joseph Garces came forward to hold Rivera accountable for the violation of his rights. On August 19, 2021, Garces filed a federal lawsuit against Detective Rivera and the city of Santa Paula, claiming that his civil rights had been violated. The lawsuit also contained a federal regarding the excessive use of force. But to Garces' surprise, in the hearing of March 24, 2023, U.S. District Judge Fernando L. Aneda Rocha ruled that Rivera had qualified immunity and couldn't be held liable for the federal excessive force because Judge Fernando didn't consider a C-claim as a violation of the Fourth Amendment.
Right off the bat, things are heating up. The video kicks off with a police officer threatening to use a taser on a woman accused of stealing from a public store. As he repeatedly warns, "I'm gonna tase you right here, right now." The woman stands her ground, adamantly refusing to comply with his demands.
Come on.
No, I'm not.
You're gonna go to jail. I'm gonna taser you. I'm gonna taser you right here, right now. It is not your right.
Yes, it is.
It is not your right.
Yes, it is.
Do you want to sit in my car?
No, I don't want to sit in your car, and I'm not sitting in your car. No, I call your sergeant. No, it ain't.
That's what it's
you
gonna
ain't
come
seen
to.
me steal nothing.
Then show me your receipt.
I will not.
Show me your receipt.
I won't.
Things escalate quicker than a TikTok trend. During the heated exchange, the officer insists on seeing a receipt to verify the woman hasn't pilfered anything. She counters, challenging the officer's probable cause and suggesting a review of the store's surveillance footage. Asserting her innocence and accusing the officer of profiling, she stands firm.
If you took it without paying for it,
I don't steal. I don't steal.
Then all
I
they
do not steal.
all they want to do is not have you here.
I don't steal.
Okay, then show me your receipt.
I won't do that.
Then show me your receipt.
I won't do that.
Why?
I won't do that because...
Do you realize you can go to jail for that?
Oh, I realize if I stole it, but I don't steal.
You're not cooperating.
I'm not cooperating because you ain't got no probable cause because they said something. Go watch the camera first.
Ma'am.
I'll walk back in there with you and go watch the camera.
Tension could be cut with a knife. The officer ups the ante, stating he will tase the woman if she doesn't exit the vehicle. Her steadfast refusal to produce a receipt or leave the car prompts the officer to prep his taser, signaling things are about to get real.
Come on.
No, I'm not.
You're gonna go to jail. I'm gonna taser you. I'm gonna taser you right here, right now.
Tase me.
I'm gonna tase you right now.
Tase me.
Get out of the car.
Tase me.
Get out of the car. Get out of the car. You're under arrest. You're under arrest.
I'm under arrest for what?
Get out of the car.
I'm under arrest for what?
Turn around.
Call your mom.
Turn around right now.
What am I under arrest for?
Turn around right now for not cooperating.
Cooperating?
Turn around.
I didn't steal.
Here's where the plot thickens. After the officer deploys his taser, the woman is directed to get down on the ground and put her hands behind her back. Despite her evident distress, she complies as the officer commands her to lay on your face while being handcuffed.
Get down on the ground. Get down on the ground right now. Get down on the ground. Put your hand behind your back right now. Give me your other hand right now. Lay on your face. Oh, wow, that's really nice. Thank you.
Can you feel the drama? Now handcuffed, the woman is escorted to a police cruiser. Venting her frustration, she accuses the officer of racial profiling and insists she's being treated unfairly because of her race. Her pleas to bystanders to keep filming add another layer to the unfolding drama.
Stand up. Now you're going to jail. Hey, guys. Just stay there, okay? I'll be with you in a second.
You think I'm going to go and steal some chips? Oh, because I'm black? Oh, most definitely. Can you
Go.
call my family?
Walk to the car.
Stop doing that to me
Walk
like
to the car. Cooperate.
I am cooperating.
Walk to the car.
Grab a seat. Story time is underway. The officer recounts the events to a colleague, explaining that the woman refused to show both a receipt and her ID. He describes his decision to use the taser as a last resort given her non-cooperation, highlighting the chaotic turn of events.
Anna told me that she walked by. I saw her walk by with a bag. I didn't see her at a register. So I go over there to her car just to check and say, hey, you got a receipt? I need to see your receipt. She refused to show me a receipt, refused to show me her ID. So I'm like, listen, I mean, you know, if you took something here, you didn't pay for it, they'll probably trespass you, but I need to see your receipt. She wouldn't show it to me. And so it just got ugly over there, so I had to taser her and stuff. She's gonna go to jail. I don't know if she paid for her stuff or not, but...
As reinforcements arrive, things get even stickier. The officer calls for additional support and medical help, outlining the complexities of the situation and the woman's persistent non-cooperation.
7
Can you send me a supervisor and another unit to Publix at 7628 103rd Street, reference to a 1015 that I had a taser, and also send me a rescue.
You didn't have to tase me. You wanted to tase me. You wanted to kick me in my head. Everything that you did, but it's okay because I'm thanking God in advance.
As we round the final corner, the woman, now in the back of the police car, debates with the officer about her rights and insists she wasn't obligated to show her ID. The officer retorts that her defiance is precisely why she's in her current predicament, highlighting the tense standoff between them.
Yeah, you should have cooperated. You should have cooperated. You do have to cooperate. What's your first name?
I have to give my ID. I don't
yes,
have
you
to
do.
give my receipt. No, I don't.
Okay, well, that's why you're in the position you're in.
It is, and I'm going to be out.
That's why you're in the position that you're in.
You won't believe this just happened. During a youth baseball game in Worcester, Massachusetts, a 17-year-old boy is tased by police after he runs onto the field amidst a brawl. This event kicked off when a fight had already broken out among players and escalated further. The police were called to the scene, where tensions were high and quickly spiraling out of control.
When a fight breaks out after a Massachusetts Little League game, a 17-year-old boy is tased after running onto the field.
Who hit my kid? Hold on, sir. Who hit my kid? Sir. I just want to know who it is. I just. Hey, do it! Hey, man, relax.
It happened on June 12th in Worcester, Massachusetts, about an hour west of Boston.
Things take a surprising turn towards calm for a moment. After the tasing incident, there seems to be a moment of de-escalation. Some participants and spectators begin to make amends, and apologies are exchanged. Despite this, the atmosphere remains charged and unsettled as the police continue to intervene and assess the situation.
Yeah, as soon as I got hit, I tried to scramble up and...
Eventually, the crowds disperse and some people appear to make amends.
Nothing against him. No, we're good. Hey, no. Sorry about that. I'm sorry about that.
I thought you didn't want him saying anything.
No.
I don't want any more.
It was an excellent game. Their team was very good. Our team was very good.
That's what I heard, and I understand that from playing sports. Things get heated, but we can't have it heated where the cops are coming.
And here we go again, when the police tase the 17-year-old boy once more. This action prompts immediate reactions from the crowd, particularly from the boy's parents who demand explanations and challenge the officer's decision to use a taser on a minor. This escalates tensions again, highlighting the controversy over police conduct.
Seconds later, an officer tases the 17-year-old boy.
Relax, sir. I'm the umpire, man. No. Hey, sir, is this your son? Come on, stop me some more cards. Sir. Back up. You're gonna get tased.
Things are really heating up now. The boy's father is vocally distressed, confronting the police about the tasing of his son. He insists that his son, incorrectly thought to be 17, is only 15. Adding to the complexity of the situation, the police attempt to explain the circumstances under which the tasing occurred, emphasizing the chaotic and rapidly evolving nature of the event.
No, who hit my kid? Can I explain to you? Let me explain to you.
That's crazy right there. That's crazy.
Sir.
He takes a 17-year-old kid.
Sir.
I know but
Sir, hold on.
he's only 15.
I understand that. Listen, we got...
Elizabeth, puñeta!
Sir, I understand everyone's upset.
Elizabeth!
Your kid got hit, all right?
Wait till you see this twist, when the 17-year-old, amidst the unfolding chaos, apologizes to the officer who tased him. He expresses remorse for his actions, acknowledging the high emotions and confusion that led to the escalation. This apology marks a significant turn in the interaction, showing the teen's recognition of the situation's severity.
The 17-year-old then apologizes to the officer who tased him twice.
I'm sorry for my actions. I didn't. And I know my mom gave my parents are being. I'm sorry, I didn't.
I accept that. I'm glad you can calm down.
I'm sorry. Officer, I'm sorry. I just blacked out. Somebody hit my brother and I
understand.
I know you don't want...
You were left out.
Here's where things get real. The video concludes with the information that at 10:45, the 17-year-old was charged with assault and battery. The charges indicate the legal ramifications of the events, alongside charges against 2 adults involved. This highlights the broader implications of the incident for all parties involved.
Really? If that's your son, will you taste him? For running, be honest to me. If that's your son, you gonna taste him? He didn't have nothing, no ball, nothing on his hands.
In the end, the 17-year-old was charged with assault and battery. So far, his name hasn't been released publicly. 2 adults were also charged in relation to the incident, but their names haven't been released either.
Can you believe that claim? Just when you thought watch dealing was all glitz and glam, Anthony Ferrer, a self-proclaimed luxury watch dealer, opens with a bold claim about never having a watch stolen. Moments later, the narrator throws a curveball, revealing that federal authorities have pegged Ferrer as a con man who swindled people out of a cool few million.
I've been doing this 6 years. I've never had a watch stolen.
That's Anthony Farrar, a self-proclaimed luxury watch dealer, claiming a watch at a jeweler is stolen. But the feds say Farrar is actually a con man who swindled people out of millions.
You know, keeping up the appearances, it's eating me alive.
This twist in the tale is jaw-dropping. In a stark contrast to his posh lifestyle, we see Anthony Ferrer behind bars, in the less glamorous confines of a Los Angeles jail, awaiting trial on federal wire fraud charges.
Welcome to Crime Fix. I'm Anjanette Levy. Right now, Anthony Farrar is in jail in Los Angeles, awaiting trial on federal wire fraud charges. The FBI says the founder of Gentleman's Timepieces was a drug addict and a swindler, running a Ponzi scheme involving luxury watches. Here's Farrar last year on his YouTube channel.
Here's where it gets even more eyebrow-raising. On his very own YouTube channel, Ferrer spills the beans about his shaky financial footing, confessing to a staggering $5 million debt, much of it owed to 2 big-time clients. This crucial moment lays bare his financial misadventures and questionable fund management.
I'm $5 million in debt. You know, about $3 million of that debt is to 2 big clients of mine. One who acted as an investor, and I used his money to fund my lifestyle. The other who, I'll just leave it at that.
You might want to sit down for this one. In a candid reveal, Ferrer discusses hitting what he calls rock bottom, grappling with addiction and gambling, alongside his monumental debt. This revelation adds layers to his character.
In another video entitled, "I've Finally Hit Rock Bottom," Farrar talked about his problems, admitting to struggling with addiction and gambling, and being $5 million in debt.
Life just hasn't been fun lately, you know. Like the message said, I've battled with demons, and I've let stuff get the best of me, and I've made a lot of bad decisions. I've made a lot of dumb mistakes.
Grab your popcorn for this heated exchange. During a fiery confrontation with a jeweler in Scottsdale, Arizona, Ferrer alleges that a watch was stolen, sparking an intense argument caught on tape. This footage gives us a front-row seat to the tensions and drama that swirl around Ferrer, offering a glimpse into the contentious interactions that mark his dealings.
When I did make dumb decisions, I would write them off, or I wouldn't address them, because if I addressed something I did that didn't work, then to me that was admitting failure. And my ego was too big.
This wasn't the only time Farrar's been caught on camera.
There's an argument on a stolen watch and stuff between buyer and it's getting a little heated.
You're not going to believe this next part. The drama escalates as federal agents swoop in, arresting Ferrer and charging him with orchestrating a massive Ponzi scheme centered around luxury watches. This segment reveals the full extent of his alleged criminal enterprise, highlighting just how far his fraudulent activities had reached.
Last fall, federal agents took the timepiece gentleman into custody, charging him with wire fraud, claiming he was running a massive Ponzi scheme. An affidavit stated, Farrar will lull victims into a sense of security by engaging in smaller, successful transactions prior to requesting or engaging in significantly larger transactions.
And just when you think it can't get any wilder, as we near the finale of this saga, legal experts weigh in on the potential outcomes of Ferrer's trial, speculating on the severe penalties he could face, including a significant stint in federal prison. This essential discussion helps us understand the potential fallout from Ferrer's dizzying descent into fraud.
Anthony Farrar is in jail right now, awaiting trial. The trial is going to begin in October. The judge considers him a flight risk, so he's going nowhere. He seemed like somebody who, in his own words, hit rock bottom. He's on YouTube saying, I hit rock bottom. I'm $5 million in debt. I've made so many mistakes. So what do you anticipate here? I mean, it seems like they have him dead to rights. Do you anticipate a plea deal happening between now and October?
I do, Anjanette. We know that the U.S. Attorney's Office, they don't indict someone until they have a made hand, a bulletproof case. And that's what we have here. You have so many victims. Yeah, the scheme is so clear because you have money being wired and these financial transactions and the watches not being delivered or the wrong watch being delivered. So fraudulent scheme here is as clear as day. There's no real good legal defense here. Saying that I messed up might be good for mitigation at sentencing, but it's certainly not something you could present to a jury at trial.
Oh boy, things are heating up. The officer, after asking for the umpteenth time, tells the mom to get out of the car. She's like, I can't hear you, but it's obvious the tension's not just about the volume. As the officer insists, she complies with the law for speeding. You can feel the drama thickening.
I need your driver's license and insurance, ma'am. Do what? Okay. You got an ID on you? Okay, I need you to step out of the vehicle then. Do what? I can't hear you.
Hold on to your popcorn. This is where the action kicks in. The calm chat turns into a full-blown chase as the mom peels out and the officer is hot on her heels. She claims it's all about her daughter needing a snack, but it's turning into a high-speed snack run.
07 dispatch, my driver's taking off from me. We're going northbound, right? We're getting on the turnpike going eastbound. She ran from me. She said her daughter is having a medical episode, food, but she took off from me. I have her license and insurance.
Ready for a showdown. The scene shifts to a gas station where our mom heroically refuses to step out of her car fortress. She's adamant about not leaving because her daughter needs attention, setting the stage for a tug-of-war with the officer. This clash at the gas pumps shows just how sticky things can get when tempers flare.
Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
I need what?
Get out of the car, ma'am.
I need you to send one of your supervisor officers to the E-Express at Memorial and Bryant. Your officer is
trying to get out of the
break
car.
my
She's not getting out, and her passenger daughter is trying to help
and
the
my
officer
daughter
get
is
her arm
trying to
held
get her
right now.
something to eat. I'm not going to get out of this. I'm not contracting with you. Let go of my hand.
No, ma'am.
I'm not getting out with you. I'm not going anywhere with you. I'm not going anywhere with you. I didn't contract with you. Let go of my wrist. Let go.
Things just went from heated to volcanic. The standoff hits a boiling point. The mom barricades herself in the car, pleading her case about needing to feed her daughter. She stubbornly resists any attempt by the officer to coax her out, turning her car into a makeshift bunker.
No, he's trying to pull me out of my own vehicle, and I go. Let go of me, man.
Ma'am?
Let go of me. No, let go of me. I'm not getting out of my car.
Get out of the car.
I'm not going to get out. I'm not getting out of the car. I don't have to. Dude, I'm not getting out.
Brace for impact. Here comes the grand finale. We're at the tipping point. The mom is still gripping the wheel, battling it out verbally with the officer who's trying to pry her out. She accuses him of going overboard while she just wants to get some grub for her kid. The struggle reaches its peak, and she's eventually pulled out, marking the end of this wild ride.
I have been doing this since she was 5. I would like you to let go of my arm.
I'm not going to let go of your arm, man.
Okay, well, I guess we'll just remain here because I'm not getting out of my car and you're not jerking me out. So you can go write your citation, and I'm going to get my daughter some food.
We're past that now, so you decided to run.
I didn't run, man. I don't contract with you. I gave you what you asked for, and I asked you to come on because I have to get her food. I wasn't speeding.
What's up, man?
Okay, I'm asking you to let go of my arm. I'm asking you to let go.
My supervisor's here now.
Please let go.
No, ma'am. I'm not letting go. You're going to get out of the vehicle.
I'm not getting out.
You're getting out of the vehicle, ma'am.